How we doing, everybody? Make sure my mic sounds good. Everything sounds good. We are off to streaming. Make sure my mic sounds good. All right, everything's looking good, so we're gonna start going. All right, so what we're looking to do today is to do some sequencing drills. I did just get a lesson from my coach, and something that we're working on is just the pitching wedge today. This will be a TaylorMade Sim pitching wedge. What we're going to try to do is we're going to be sequencing ourselves to get that knee moving forward. So something that I have a problem with is when I'm swinging, right, I'm up here, I'm dropping that knee. I need to move it forward. I can't drop the knee. If I drop the knee, then nothing good's gonna come out of it, right? So the goal now is to come up to here, move to the right, drop all the tension, and move that knee forward. That's the goal. So I'm gonna do a couple of those at 50%. So I'm here, obliques, tension, dropping, and getting forward. And the goal is also to have an out to in path. So I'm actually going to highlight that here on the screen at the top. So what we're looking for is for this number. Oh, that's not what I like. I think it's, yeah. So we need this number. The goal is to be at 0.0 degrees. Okay, that doesn't look that great. I wonder if there's a text I can put in. Maybe not. So we're looking to be at 0. So the goal is to be at 0 degrees. That's the goal. And then what we also need to look for is a contact of 0.0. So we need to be 0 here, and we need to be 0 here. And that is what we're looking for. We also need to be hitting the ball and then the turf around here. So with all that in mind, that is our goal for today. And with the sequencing, it's going to help with getting the ball straight. Getting the ball straight, getting it perfect contact. I'm getting to here, turning that oblique, dropping all the tension, moving forward, right? Not dropping the knee. So let's hit a nice one at 50% here. Let's see what kind of metrics we're looking at just to start the stream. Going up, here, dropping the tension. All right, so we're looking at, okay, impact height was 0. The impact width was 0.3, not too terrible. And the swing path was a 1, which we need to get to a 0, right? So that is something that we need to get into our heads a little bit. Let me make sure you guys are, make sure I'm able to see you guys.
Impact height was 0.
Yeah.
Impact width was 0.
All right, we should be good. Yeah, so that is the goal at the end of the day, is to get the club up, here, getting higher, dropping all the tension, moving that knee forward, right? So we're gonna hit another one here. Getting up, dropping the tension, moving forward. So we're getting a lot closed on the face angle. That's why it's going left. And that swing path is at a 2, which would love to be at a 0. So let's do that. Let's get up to here, drop the tension, move the right knee, forward. Okay, so that one didn't read, which I do have to make sure this sim is actually reading these. So let's do a couple practice swings. We're getting up to here, dropping the tension, forward. That would have been beautiful. I'm only doing 50%, right? So let's do 50%. Getting up to here, higher, here, drop the tension, moving that knee forward. As you can see, our swing path is 0.6. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Little inside on the heel here. Impact height was 0.2. Not bad. Not a bad metric. So we're getting up to here. Up here. Higher. Dropping the tension. Feeling it on our right leg. Coming down. Driving that knee forward. Big proponent is driving that knee forward. So let's do another 50% swing. Going up, dropping the tension, bringing that knee forward. Wow, that was 5.3 out to in. And that face angle is still 4-degree close, so that means we've got to really turn on those obliques. We've got to really turn around the hip. Okay, so going down, going up, here, dropping the tension, through. All right, the face angle was closed that time, which is what we were worried about, but now our swing path is 3.5 out to in, which is not what we need. We need it to be a little more than that. Okay, so let's worry about those metrics and hit another 50%, maybe taking it back a little bit slower, going to here, up, drop the tension, the right knee, bringing it forward. Not bad, okay. We're making small improvements here. And I am using a pitching wedge, so if you are wondering why it's going such small a distance, that is why. We're actually not worrying about distance either. We're just worrying about, like I said, we're worrying about the impact at 0, 0, trying to get to the center of the club face, hitting the ball, then the grass, and we want that swing path to be at 0. So let's keep trying that. Let's keep trying to do that. Up, here, drop the tension, moving that right leg forward. Sitting on the heels, coming up, here, up, drop the tension, moving it forward. All right, so I had a lot of ground before that. So let's try it one more. Let's try to give it a full. Let's just give it an 100%. You know what? We're gonna feel a little bit of stress on the body here. We're gonna do up, here, drop the tension, swing through it. Now I felt very off balance there. I'm not ready for 100%, but that was not a bad metric, you know. Impact width was 0.1, 0.4 on the height. Swing path was 1.7, not bad. But as you can see, my contact with the ball, I hit very thin, very low part of it. So that is something to look at when you are trying these drills, because if I put it all together into one, it'll look something like this. Right? Not terrible. I had a lot of grass before the ball, but that wasn't too bad. We're not too shabby about that one. So yeah, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep doing that sequencing. We're gonna get ourselves to straight, getting up to here. Good spot. Releasing all the tension, moving that weight forward, moving that, and then keep getting through. So let's do another 50%. Getting up here. Look at that. Wowee. Okay. So if you look at our swing path, we had a 0.2 swing path. That's pretty awesome. We're actually really happy with that metric. Yeah, let's keep her going. Let's keep trying to get that swing path to a 0 while continuing to hit up on the ball. So here, we're going to here, up, here, dropping the tension, letting everything else do the work. Getting to here, here, drop the tension, moving that right leg, my right knee forward. Getting here, here. There we go. That felt great. All right, let's do that again. Let's go around 60% this time. Getting here, here, dropping the tension. Ooh, we did it. Our swing path was a 0 there. Very nice, very huge for the program. Very happy with that outcome, actually. So that is something that we'll keep striving for. We're going to keep striving for that swing path to be at a 0. But we also my impact height was -1, which means I thinned it. But that's just because I wasn't thinking about the weight on my heel, right? I was thinking more about my swing path getting to a 0. All right, so let's try to do everything at once. Getting up here, losing the tension, driving that knee forward. Wow, that was an amazing improvement for just 60%. Because if I can hit 60%, 112 carry, how far do you think I could hit 100%, right? I mean, that's pretty crazy. All right. And this is going to be the drill we're going to be working on for the next probably week. Unfortunately, it's going to get kind of boring real quick, but this is the only way I'm going to get better. We're going up. Here, losing the tension. Bringing it forward. All right. Not bad, not bad. Our swing path is a little out to in. We're offline by 5 yards. Not bad. 110 carry. Getting here. Here, drop the tension. Driving that knee forward. Driving that knee forward is so huge for me right now. Getting up. Here, dropping the tension. Driving that knee forward. All right, so a little low on the face. I felt my body get a little bit more forward, so that is A-okay. We're gonna go back on our heels. Come here, here, lose the tension. Knee forward. Pretty good front impact on that one. Swing path is a little out to in. Let's try to keep that at a 0 if we can. So we're actually going to take a couple, maybe we'll do 5 practice swings. Here. Feel it out. Here. Here. Reel it out. Feeling that right knee go forward. Right knee go forward. Getting up. Here, dropping the tension. Getting that knee forward. Let's do one more. Getting up. Here, dropping the tension. Getting that knee forward. Thinking about the weight on our heels as well. Back on our heels. Getting up. Here, drop the tension. Ooh, all right, not bad. A little low on the face, but our swing path was 0.2. Now you can see that drill that we're doing is taking it down each step, right? I mean, that's what we're looking for, man. That's exactly what we're looking for. Not bad, not bad. We're actually getting a lot of consistency. Keep doing that drill. You know, it's gonna be funny. I'm gonna be wearing an eye mask one of these days because I'm gonna try to think about this knee just getting forward, just moving it towards the screen, right? And I'm gonna block out everything else. I'm not gonna be able to even use any of my vision, not my eyesight, my sixth sense, right? So we're gonna do that a couple times. We're getting up to this point. Here, dropping the tension, driving that knee forward, not down. We cannot drive that knee down. It needs to go forward. Getting up to here, here, dropping the tension. That felt great, okay. Going back, up, drop the tension. Wow. That is such a huge difference. I mean, look at, we gained 10 yards. 10 yards of carry. And I was probably at 60% there, you know? So we're getting back on our heels, going up here, drop the tension, bringing that arm way through and taking that right knee through the ball. All right. Going back here, dropping the tension. Yeah, I felt myself come a little bit over it there. That's why that swing path is a 1.1. And that's okay. We're still learning. We just want to make sure we're getting to where we need to be, dropping the tension, and swing. And not even, like, one thing that I keep doing is I'm taking the club and I'm swinging at the ball. I just have to swing through the ball, not at it. The second I come at the ball is when I'm losing all my distance, I'm losing my consistency, I'm losing my contact, just about everything, right? So, let's see. We're taking the club, getting to here, bringing our elbow up high, opening our obliques, dropping the tension, moving our knee forward, letting the club do the rest. So I'm going to give 100% to this one. Going up, here, drop the tension. Way thinned on that one. Way thin, but we're not ready for 100%, so we're going to keep going at 50 and slowly make our way up. It's going to be very slow progression, but we'd like to learn the right way. Here, here, up, tension, through. Going up, here, dropping the tension. Oh, that felt good. See, that makes me want to swing and hit the ball, but I can't. Here, here, tension. Oh, that felt great too. Going up, here, dropping the tension. That would have been thinned. I think I kept my weight a little bit more forward on that one. Going up, here, dropping the tension. That also would have been thinned. So let's bring the ball into it. We're on 50%. We're just looking for contact and a zero swing path. Going up, here, dropping the tension. All right, 1.1, 0.1 impact height, 0.1 impact width. The swing path was almost at a 1. So that's something good to look at. The face angle was a little bit open. It's all right. Can't be discouraged when something like that happens. Hey, everybody, say what's up in the chat. Talk to me, you know. Ask some questions. See why I'm doing this drill. See and ask. I mean, I actually really want to know how you guys got into golf. Whether you guys are just scrolling and kind of just stopping by. Have any questions about what this drill does? You know, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I played tennis my whole life, and only recently got into golf in 2021. My high school didn't have a tennis team, so I switched over to golf. Really enjoyed it, and I've been in love with it ever since, trying to get better. Changed a lot of swings in the past while. Had a lot of different changes, but that's kind of the whole goal, is to get better, and sometimes getting better requires changes in your swing. You know, it requires a lot of work. Really got to drive that knee forward. Getting up to here, here, dropping the tension. Ooh, there we go. Getting up to here, here, tension. Driving that knee forward, yeah. That was very thinned. I wasn't ready to, I took my hands a little too early, came at the ball. But that's all right. You know, it happens. Happens to the best of us here. Hold on, give me one moment. I'm actually going to plug the stream here on these socials. All right, we back. We back. How's everyone doing? What up, what up?